He has got an opportunity if he can win his first couple here against Marvin and then against Shane Haywood in game 3. He can move on to 8 points and really restrict what those in and around him can do as Van Velzen piles in the first maximum of the evening session.
Yeah, a reduced amount of players group. It's Group B, but 32 180s last night. And already, early in this game, Van Velzen adds to that number.
That is a perfectly situated fourth dart. 6 of the best for Marvin Van Velzen. He's 2/3 of the way towards the 9.
He's our champion. A proud champion. He's come into this Group B campaign and he wants to do something special. Are we about to witness something really, really special?
Well, when he won the title, he hit a 9-darter in Group B of the qualification week. In fact, he's the only player to have hit a 9-darter in a series to then go on and win that particular series.
108.
That Max, pretty much a dead cat, doesn't really do anything in terms of making inroads. Van Velzen threatening an 11-dart break here. Tops for a level match. Tops goes. And Van Velzen really does look in the mood here.
83.
He will be back.
You require 144.
Hasn't been the performance we thought we'd get from Mark Dudbridge. But you just need a moment. It's all about timing.
126.
That would have been a flash of brilliance. But this for a space in tomorrow night's final. The defending champion, Marvin Van Velzen, who climbed to the Super Series summit back in August when he beat Jimmy Van Schie in the Series 8 final, will return to the Saturday night fold. The defending champion is one step closer in his quest to defend his crown. Although if Gary Stone wins this week, then Champions Week falls on the same week as Lakeside.
108.
Stone hits a max.
108.
Tell you what, Henry, the amount of 180s, I think we'll be getting the record books out soon.
Tops. There's the first.
60.
But clipped just over the bar for the second.
What an effort. And Scott Taylor has his own way of going. It's pretty traditional with the 13s. Tops to get level.
Game shot on the fourth flag.
Game. Really good game. And Gary Stone might have that mentality once again.
For a 4-2 win, his first win of the group.
He's been superb from the first dart.
74.
Almost to the last.
Scott, you
Will
require
he be back? It's going to take something special here from Scott Taylor.
But he is a man who could come up with magic moments, but he's not going to come up with one there. The frustration just beginning to brim over a little bit for the man from Bolton. But this for the match for Gary Stone.
Game shot and
in it goes, and Gary Stone finally picks up his first win. He gets the better of the former champion, Scott Taylor.
And Dudbridge, of fancy, will have a dart or a double to take this opener. It's tops. He's been second best in this leg.
Shot on the first leg.
Finishes with real aplomb. Dudbridge leads 1-0.
Dudbridge 1-2-2 to open up a 2-1 lead. Single leads the ball, treble leads double 7. For the first top of the night. Delivered beautifully by Dudbridge. And that could be a moment for Mark Dudbridge, which puts him in the ascendancy of this contest. Thus, the race for qualification.
It's a double right in the eye line. And Dudbridge goes second. It was a bit of a slow burn at the beginning, but he found his mojo, he found his scoring boots. And despite missing match darts in leg 5, he gets there in the end.
He has left himself on a finish.
Scott, you require 136.
For this for 2-1. 136 for Taylor.
There's the snarl. There's the treble. Make that 2. That's the way to do it. Absolutely beautiful, Scott Taylor. Arguably, this is his most important. Because when Scott Taylor goes 3-1 up, it's almost match point. Didn't expect that. I don't think he did. And I don't anticipate Van Velzen missing this. Couple of bullseyes.
20.
Bit of a show off. But it's Van Velzen taking his time to go level.
Well, that was a load of ball there from Scott Taylor. Van Velzen looking at double 10 to equalise at 2-2. Double 5. We've been here before, haven't we? We've been inside before.
16.
Yes, that was
Scott,
not a
you
repeat of his
require
previous
50.
attempt. Well, I think they were almost on the button. Scott Taylor could see the anger and frustration in jest, but a big opportunity,
Game
and
shot on
Scott
the
Taylor's
full flag,
finishing
Scott Taylor.
has been a real highlight. Yes, he's had a 136. He's had an attempt at a 130 where the first dart was the issue. He's going to get a match dart. His
Game
finishing
shot
is
and the match,
incredible.
Scott Taylor.
And what a win. We highlighted the importance of that game against the already qualified Marvin Van Velzen. Big 20. Good marker, is it? Just has to move just a touch to the right.
40.
Interesting. Didn't
Shane, you
move
require
back to his position for the
130.
double 10. I always feel that's just a touch lazy.
Well, Stone was picking apart Hayward in this leg, but his inability to finish it off has given Hayward a dart at the ball,
Game
which he
shot on the
pins
first leg,
perfectly
Shane Hayward.
to nick that leg off of Gary Stone. Well, it's been a downturning performance here for Gary Stone, and it may well be the downing of the Scot here. Hayward, 6 darts on 2-3-7, and he is running towards the finishing line. A wide smile on the face of Gary Stone. Almost as if this is so typical, as if this happens oh so often to me. And why is it happening again to me?
121.
With
Shane,
his
you
fate
require
in his mind
57.
seemingly sealed, he decided to go for the blind 180. But this is for an 11 darter to win the match for Shane Hayward. He's got 2 darts at tops to seal a 4-1 win. It would put him on to 6 points in the group. It would put him very much in the picture. And he finds a
Game
double
shot
10
and the
for a
match,
dozen
Shane
darter
Hayward.
to get the job done. Shane Hayward beats Gary Stone.
He actually doesn't qualify because that win there for Shane Hayward. I'm guessing for Scott Taylor, that game between Stone and Hayward, he'd actually preferred a Gary Stone win. Or is he just the type of mentality that a champion is, of just focusing on your own games?
Well, the fixtures for the rest of the night we'll
57.
talk about in the next
Scott,
leg.
you require
Taylor
130.
has already taken out a 136 and a 108 tonight. Is he going to add a 130 to the mix? Double 5. Supersonic.
first leg,
Super
Scott
good.
Taylor.
Super Scotty Taylor.
This to reduce the deficit to 1. Double 16. Hit the wire on the last time. This is a big dart. And
25.
he's not up for the challenge
Scott,
this
you
time. And
require
Taylor
70.
back to win the match.
And this for 8 points. And this to put himself in such a privileged position.
30.
It wouldn't have sent him through,
Mark, you
but it would have
require
been as
16.
good as.
Yeah, and the experience of Scott, I think he knew the importance of that one. And his reaction tells me he thought it was in when he let go.
No score.
But he's going to get another
Scott, you
chance.
require
Big moments
40.
here for Scott Taylor. Exceptional finishing. Massive scoring. Determination.
Game
And
shot
possible
and the match,
qualification.
Scott
Now
Taylor.
that is a terrific win by Scott Taylor. But styles make fights. And this is an excellent start from both. Potentially 11 darter.
60.
Does it go?
Shane, you
He's had
require
opportunities to
89.
break, but Shane Hayward has kept Marvin honest throughout the course of the leg, and now he gets his opportunity. And he's going to get 2 at double 16. Great guide. Utilises
Game shot
it
of first
perfectly.
leg,
It
Shane Hayward.
squeezes into the bottom corner, but Hayward one up. He get the W. Double 4. Down for double 2.
Game shot
Well, his
and the
scoring
match,
was
Marvin
absolutely
Van Velzen.
sublime at times. The finishing, maybe at points, was a little bit of kilter. It'd be a crying shame if it's to come to an end with a bit of a low light. Tots of Stone
52.
does not go.
Yeah, I think Dudbridge is in fine fettle right now if he can just get back on that practice board. I've played him on that World Senior
59.
stage as well.
Gary required
I think
20.
he looks as good as ever. Just needs to tidy up a little bit on his doubles. You could say the same about Gary Stone. I wonder if there was a thought
10.
in his mind there, Henry, to bust that, Scott.
Well, Mark's been involved in legs before, where a standing start has then turned into a miraculous turnaround.
59. Gary
Probably
required
the most
10.
famous one of all, wasn't it?
Stone looking at double 5. Well, if Dubbridge takes
6.
this will
Mark,
be
you
the most
require
miraculous turnaround in a
142.
leg that we've seen of the Super Series.
I also predict Gary Stone will explode. He will explode.
120.
And Dubbridge was a whisker of a while away from
Gary
exploding
require
into
4.
life. Shake of the head from Stone. Up for the madhouse now.
That's 8 missed darts at a double.
2. Mark, you require 22.
Do you get the sense that stage is not for Gary Stone?
And there are stages in the game which just don't suit players. Now, the possibility of the Dubbridge 4... Well, he's going to have to now find double 3.
Game
But
shot
the
on the first
possibility of a
leg, Mark
Dubbridge 4-0 to
Dubbridge.
send him through is still on. He raises his hand, frails his hands up in the air by way of apology.
To put himself in a fantastic position. Treble 19 is needed. 4 tops. What
Game
a way
shot
to
and the
finish.
match,
A
Mark
bizarre
Dubbridge.
game. Ups and downs. Almost apologetic throughout that game. Gary Stone, 1 from 17 on the doubles was the big thing. And Mark Dubbridge just couldn't believe his luck. And Mark Dubbridge has been an absolute credit to himself. World Seniors darts this week. Huge amount of respect. But Gary Stone is out. He will not be qualifying for tomorrow night.
Scott, you require 60.
Tops for Taylor.
Game
And that
shot on
means
first
the
leg,
Saturday
Scott
night 6
Taylor.
have been confirmed because Scott Taylor, with that solitary leg, means that Shane Hayward has been
Second leg,
eliminated.
it's changed to
He
throw
shakes
first.
his head, knowing
on.
of his fate. And I suppose we should say as well, this is a Challenge Tour weekend and Scott has decided to play here.
Well, I'm not surprised looking at his Challenge Tour record this year. I was
76.
really
Scott, you
surprised.
require
Hasn't played the last few
106.
events. His best has been a last 64, despite the fact he's throwing
Game
darts
shot
like
on the
that.
third
Because,
leg, Scott Taylor.
look, there's been many headlines of what's happened this week. Kurt Parry, stunning. Scott Baker dominating
Fourth leg,
Group
it's
C.
Shane to throw
But
first.
the finishing
Game on.
of Scott Taylor this week, when he's wanted 100 or more, has been at times incredible.
Scott, you require
After the
75.
Lord Mayor's show, but you can see the disappointment there. He wants to win. Scott Taylor, does he really want to go to tomorrow night on the back of a defeat? Well, he's got 2 darts at double 12, but only
Game
needs the
shot
one.
and the
Scott
match.
Taylor
Scott
has been
Taylor.
very, very impressive. A player that openly admit he hasn't put an awful lot of practice into this week.
With a win against Gary Stone, has 3 darts in his hand at double 16. Up for double 8. And in it
Game shot
goes. It's
and
a
the
win
match,
for Marvin van
Van
Velzen
Velzen.
by 4-0 against Gary Stone. The defending champion is into tomorrow night's final, having won 7 of his 8 matches. It was convincing, it was comprehensive from the chap who is back into Saturday night, looking to become just the 2nd champion to then qualify for the next subsequent Champions Week.